Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game So taking this as usual, where I would say I got a fun and exciting video for you guys this evening, but it's exactly the opposite in this instance. That is because no more than an hour ago, Analogue sent out an email to everyone, myself including, stating that they have brand new Analogue 3Ds in a host of fun colors and transparent shells that you can order on December 10th, and they will ship it to you before Christmas. You know that console you had the option of either black or white that you paid for over a year ago? They got delayed 4 times. Well, now if you're just a general consumer, you can wait a couple days and get an Analogue 3D in whatever damn color you please. And to say that is the most consumer unfriendly thing I've ever seen come out of any game company, I 100% mean it. And I will let you know personally, I don't really care about the colors. Black's totally fine for me. I use these things for review and for playing games. But for everyone out there that would have loved to have the opportunity to pick an Analogue 3D in the color of their choice, now is basically faced to pay extra money and buy a second thing if they actually want to change out their colors. This isn't just Analogue FOMO, this is Analogue FOMO dialed up to 11 in a Spinal Tap fashion, and this is the type of stuff in gaming that absolutely just straight up pisses me off. Just let your consumers have the option to buy whatever they want when you offer it to them. Don't go ahead and make people wait almost a year to get the hardware that they paid for, not ship it with stuff like save states that were promised or screenshots, have stuff like actual flash cartridges that don't work whatsoever, and then basically like 2-3 weeks later turn around and say, hey, we got a bunch of special editions here that you can order for $300, not $250 or $270, and had you wanted one of those colors when you first ordered, well, that's just tough shit, kid. Give us more money and we'll give you another console, something you already own. And I totally get it. Angry Video Game Esoterica doesn't show up on the channel all that often, and for me personally, I would have picked black all the same, but I totally understand that you guys have options and choices, and you probably would have loved to have actually been given the option to order in any of these colors when you gave Analogue your money over a year ago. And this is just a type of thing that's absolutely going to breed resentment towards this company. Think of how many people bought an Analogue 3D. Think of how many people watch these videos want to buy an Analogue 3D. The people that didn't get a chance to pre-order now have unlimited options, and that is nice for you, and I am stoked for you. But everyone who decided that they actually wanted to get one of these things day one were not given any of these choices whatsoever, and that is just a bummer, because I will say all these colors are extremely fun, and I really like the transparent case being able to actually feature all of the different hardware inside. It is a nice vibe, and honestly this is something Nintendo did with the N64 back in the day. But of course Analogue is going straight up with that FOMO here, highly limited quantities, $2.99. I can guarantee you right now this is going to be a scalper's dream and a buyer's nightmare, and the fact that this is guaranteed Christmas delivery, that's nice for people that purchase them, and I want everyone to get their stuff quickly. But just think about how many thousands of people, including the ones watching this video right now, gave Analogue their money so long ago, myself included. You had extra skin in the game, you waited around forever, and now somebody just basically gets to buy a color you didn't have as an option and get it before Christmas. Now, I don't want you to think that I begrudge those people that get to order one of these and get it before Christmas. I am happy for each and every one of them, but this is not in any consumer-friendly way how a company should treat their consumers, especially ones that pre-ordered that long ago. Analogue knew these cases were coming out. These things have already been manufactured, because trust me, I have a background in plastics manufacturing and injecting molding. These things were done months ago to get ready for Christmas. Maybe it would have been nice if they gave you the option before they shipped yours to say, hey, for $50 extra you can switch out the case color and get whatever you want. That's just not something that Analogue was willing to do, because they are hoping that you're going to go in and double dip and buy another console from them, or that the idea of fear of missing out on these colors is going to make you grab your credit card and just basically throw money at something that you already bought a second time. And every time I say anything negative about Analogue as a company on the channel, there's always defenders that come into the mix and say, I'm being mean to the big company and I shouldn't treat Analogue this way. Well, answer yourself this question. If you bought an Analogue 3D, wouldn't you have liked the option to get any of these colorways? Because they are quite interesting, and honestly, a lot of people would have rather had these than the black or the white. Now they're faced with a combination of choices. You can either A, buy another console and keep your first one. You can try to buy another console and then resell yours on the market. If you do that, please don't scalp it, you know I hate that sort of stuff, or you can just basically sit there and eat it, having a black or white console which obviously does a good job of being an N64, but completely eliminated your ability to choose what it was you were spending your money on. This is way too soon from shipping the actual Analogue 3D to customers that were waiting around for what felt like an eternity. Had they done this thing in maybe July of next year or even for Christmas next year, this wouldn't be the type of video I would be making, because we always know Analogue likes to make colorways. They do it with their Analogue Pocket all the time. But with Analogue Pocket, they weren't out there just shipping a bunch of pockets like a week after they finally delivered them for everyone who paid that money. And again, I totally get it. Shell color has absolutely no bearing whatsoever on the performance of what's side in Analogue 3D. I said before, and I'll say it again in some videos soon, the overall performance is absolutely great, and you should be happy with whatever analog color you have, because the FPGA inside is doing an excellent job of actually being an N64. But the reality is, you should have been given the damn choice to pick whatever color you wanted first, and you shouldn't have had to wait for over a year with basically no communication whatsoever just to receive your product and find out a couple weeks later, hey, you could have had it in any number of 8 other colors, including the 8-bit Do controller, because if you want to match those, now you're buying 2 new things. Maybe you bought a black controller and a white controller, maybe you bought a black Analogue 3D or a white Analogue 3D. You had a very binary choice there, black or white, 1 or 0, that was it. And even though I haven't really loved the 8-bit Do controller for something like the Analogue 3D, because I have found the overall analog curves to be a little bit sensitive, I would have loved to at least have the opportunity to know that there were going to be other options out there. Analogue clearly knew this was coming down the pipeline, because having these cases injection molded and manufactured and then shipped to where they need to be assembled takes more time than this thing being a, hey, we finally shipped Analogue 3D, let's make some new models and send them out the door. Which is to say, Analogue always knew that they were going to basically take these pre-orders, ship them, and as soon as that pre-order round had their actual consoles in hand, they were going to announce a new host of colorways for that hardware. And I totally get it, this isn't the biggest thing in the world, again it is just color, but this is what constantly drives me nuts about stuff like this. Give your consumers the choice. They are the ones that fund your company. They are the ones that buy your products. And I know there's going to be thousands upon thousands of people included in the comments here that are just straight up angry that they weren't given this opportunity. Because black, again, is the color I would choose. And for me personally, I don't really care that Analogue made new colors as far as the I feel like I'm missing out category. I care about it because this is not how you run companies, in my opinion. This is not how you treat consumers. This is not how you make people love you. It's how you make them loathe you and hate you and not want to do business with you again. And I think that is a really big mistake right now, because obviously ModRetro with the M64 is going to have a competing product out there very shortly, and you've already seen all the colors on offer, and those are going to be available to everyone from day one. It could have been as simple as that. Just allow for the option, or just basically wait 3 to 6 months to do this to not piss everyone off all at once. And again, I wish Analogue had spent a little bit more time buttoning up the Analogue 3D for actual shipping, because even though it works now, flash cartridges were a very big issue. We don't have save states whatsoever, we don't have screenshot options, and they even had to do another OS update to get some of the overclocking working correctly compared to what it should have shipped as. I get it, Analogue is a company that is basically out to sell you a product, as is every other company. But the product shouldn't be different colors not offered to the original buyers. It should be a product that is buttoned up and they're spending their time refining the OS and feature set, or just basically shipping a bunch of other colors out into the world. Because none of those colors are going to have DAC support, none of those colors are going to have save states or screenshots, and that is something that I think Analogue should be spending more of their time focusing on. But you tell me down below in the comments how you feel about this one. But the sad thing is, I'm really not surprised this is what Analogue is doing. This is basically their MO start to finish, but they get everyone to pre-order the console because they think if they don't do it then, they may never ever actually get a chance to do it. Now again, you waited around for a year to get this, and had you not waited around, you'd have the opportunity to either order the black or white version without having to wait that year for them to fulfill it, or you'd have the option to have 8 different colors of your choosing, whatever you wanted, and you could have actually had that option. And that again just sucks. sucks. That's straight up how I feel about this thing. You know, I don't make angry videos on the channel often whatsoever. I am a very optimistic person, but this absolutely reeks of a double dip ripoff, and that's what I'm going to say. This is just a straight up screw you to the original buyers, and it sucks in my opinion. Well, like I said earlier, the unfortunate part is it's not surprising in my opinion. We always knew Analogue was going to make some fun colors for the N64, and that's totally fine. But again, you have to at least wait a couple weeks before people have received their consoles to actually be able to do stuff like this. Because I've seen people in the consoles in Europe that have pre-ordered the console that have told me they still haven't gotten it yet. Now that is a little bit down to actual customs, but it's one of those things. Just straight up feels like you're getting bent over the barrel by Analogue, and they're looking at that wallet with lust in their eyes and saying, it's time to pony up there, boy. We want more of your cash. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.